why do I do sponsorship? How did we meet? Hey, Huddy, will you shoo the chickens out of the garden?
They're the same age.
They hatched together.
That's the same age chickens.
Yeah, was that a... She still did it. She went...
That's a 13-year-old.
Hey y'all, and welcome to today's video. Got this guy to sit down with me, and we're going to answer some of your questions. A week or so ago in a video, I asked if anyone had any questions. I like for us to sit down and do these Q&As a couple times a year. It's been a while. I was thinking back the last when I was pregnant, and we had gone on a date night when me and you sat down together, and we answered some questions after we got home. So it's been a while.
That means we ain't done one this year.
Yeah, we haven't. And so I thought we would sit down together and answer some of your questions. You had several, and so let's just get right into it. One of them that was asked, oh, there's a bee, wasp.
Ain't gonna bother you.
The question that was asked more than, are we gonna have more kids, was, oh, there he is again. He needs to go on. Random baseball bats laying around. See?
4 boys. 4 boys.
There's always baseball bats laying around. The question that was asked more than, are we going to have more kids, was, you know what it was?
Probably how old Fatso loses weight.
Could Justin tell us how he lost weight? Any tips? How'd he do it? What you doing, Justin? How are you losing so much weight? That was the question. The biggest, most asked question.
It's chemically aided. I've been put on it's basically an appetite suppressor, so Manjaro.
Which is
Free
pretty
plug.
popular right now for people trying to lose weight, which this was more so to get his
soccer moms.
diabetes under control.
Us
And it
diabetics.
has. The weight loss has definitely helped, hasn't it?
Yeah, blood was good last time we went. A1C lowest it's been so far, so it's helping. But it's chemically aided.
But
So,
that doesn't mean that it's been easy.
Nah, that stuff makes you only want to eat grilled chicken and
Vegetables. And y'all, kids are out here playing. There's chickens running around the yard, kids jumping on the trampoline. But it was nap time for the little ones, so we took advantage of that. How much weight have you lost?
When we went to the doctor, 2 Wednesdays ago for blood work follow-up. So we did fats and labs week before, and then doctor visit the next week. And I think I had lost 36, 37 pounds, I think, somewhere in that neighborhood.
And what, like the last 5, 6 months, something like that?
Well, I started
But you lost a
taking that.
lot pretty quick, and then it slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, I started taking that back in August or September of last year. So, it's just been lost the majority of it. Maybe even before the holidays.
December,
nearly.
yeah.
So,
The first 2 months, 2
yeah.
or 3 months.
So, yeah. So the rest of it, I guess, is tougher. Be a little tougher to knock any more off after that first little bit. But that's the way weight loss usually is. You got a bunch you can lose right at the start, and then
I don't know. We got one little chick that just keeps getting out. It's the tiniest one, so it finds a spot. Which you coach, he coaches the kids' basketball teams and stuff too, and so you were doing a lot of running around with them and basketball, and then you played on a basketball team. Y'all had practices, and so he was doing all that too. Lord have mercy. It's like a circus. It's like a zoo around here.
I got into something over there in that pile.
Someone asked what my absolute favorite thing to cook was. That would be my Mamaw's goulash. And I think just because it's so special to me, and I have a video where we made that. What is your favorite thing I cook?
Meatloaf.
Meatloaf. That's Easton's too.
I don't know. I like goulash too. That's pretty good. Goulash is good.
Not in the summertime. You don't like it.
No,
I would
gosh
fix it
almighty.
year round, but he's like, please don't fix it in the summertime.
I guess about May it starts getting so hot. You don't eat soups in Alabama in the summer.
Yeah.
It's too dang hot for that.
Somebody asked, how are you developing the front of your property? Fencing, trees, front patio.
We've built a porch. Finally got the steps
Working
on
it right now.
I don't know. I don't have many plans. They did an extensive field line system out there in the front. So
With our septic.
planting a lot of trees really ain't in the books, but there is a couple trees out there that I'd probably like to chop down and maybe plant something
a little
different
more,
in that same spot.
Yeah,
but
more beneficial type
yeah,
trees.
they just old junk trees out there now. There is up close to the front of the road. There's two pods of trees. One of them is just old Bradford pear or something, just old junk tree. But the two sitting beside it is two pecan trees. So may cut them old Bradford pear flowering trees down and leave them pecan trees.
Yeah. We were counting, I say we, my mom and stepdad and I, we were counting pecan trees yesterday. And I think we counted that just right here on this acre, I think there were 11, 12, something like that.
Back in 2011 when them tornadoes come through, it tore them great big old pecan trees down. There was really big pecan trees over here in their yard, and it tore them up. So yeah, there's a fair amount of pecan trees here. So, but there ain't much we can do in the front. We ain't gonna fence nothing. And
my thought with the front too has always been, which the kids play back here a lot, and it's kind of been this way in every home we've ever had. The front yard, we focused more on just getting grass that was nice, that the kids could go out and just have an open space to play in.
Yeah.
Which, like you said, we're working on the front porch. We're gonna do probably, I think we decided rose bushes across the front, and some different things like that, but nothing too extensive. Somebody asked, when and how did you start YouTube? We were figuring this up the other day. I think it's been 2.5 years. Is that what we decided?
Maybe it feels longer than
It was
that,
2020. No, so it'd be 3 years.
Yeah.
It was 2020. It was January of 2020. So three years and some months.
Yeah.
Gosh, we're already almost halfway through this year.
Yeah.
So almost 3.5 years. And how just picked up my phone and started videoing things. I had kind of wanted to do it for a while, felt like it was something that I should do or that I would enjoy, but I put it off, I don't have the right equipment, or nobody will watch, and finally I was like, you know what, let's just pick up the camera on the phone and start sharing our day-to-day life. And that's what we did, and I love having those memories to go back and look at, and it's been fun, and we've been blessed by it. The kids' names and ages. You can do roll call.
Oh Lord, you can remember them all. So Audrey is the oldest. She's 13. She's going on 14 in September. Easton is the second oldest. He is 11, just turned 11 in March. Hudson is 7, going on 8 in August. And then Harlan Wyatt is
Almost 2.
yeah, he'll be 2 in June. And then the baby is 4 months.
Yep, Fletcher.
So
Fletcher's 4 months. Hey, Huddy, will you shoo the chickens out of the garden? Will you shoo the chickens out of the garden?
yeah, it's taking a dust bath.
Do we want more kids? Do they plan on having more kids?
No, we didn't really plan on the last 2. So surprise.
I kind of thought we couldn't have any
Well,
more.
yeah, I mean, there was a time where we were trying and it never happened, and then we kind of just quit. And
God said, here you go.
we quit trying, I guess you could say that. And then about 2 in 18 months. So who knows?
I don't know. I'm content with what God has given us and our children. But if He decided to say, here's another one.
He would be testing us.
What does Justin do for a living?
As little as possible.
That is not true. He does a lot. He works
For
hard.
those of you who are not in the South, I work for a restaurant company called Jack's Family Restaurants.
And if you are in the South, you've probably seen a Jack.
And I am their, I manage the IT support department. So I'm the senior IT manager of Jack's Family Restaurants.
Hey, do you mind stopping for just a second? Will you do something else for just a minute? They are loving this trampoline, y'all. I know y'all gonna hear it in the background, but they are loving it. They finally got it put back together. We had gotten it when we were living at Justin's mom's house. Then the storm got it, blew it across the field.
Yeah, I saw some of that.
Yeah, and so I picked it up and brought it here, and they worked getting it put together yesterday, and they're loving it. How did we meet?
High school. Well,
I was in middle school.
Middle school, high school, school.
School.
Now, she wouldn't quit writing me notes. So
I was so persistent, and he
I
kept
finally
throwing
read-
them away.
Finally read one.
But I didn't give up. He finally read one. And here we are.
And here we are.
20 some odd years later. Oh yeah, they'll peck your toes. Do we have siblings? So I do. I have a sister. There's about 5 years difference in our age. I'm older than her. Y'all have seen her in videos, Holly. And then I have some siblings as well, some step siblings from my mother remarried, my father remarried, and so I have some step siblings. Do you have siblings?
Yeah. I got a brother and a half brother and a deceased half sister.
Yep.
So, Adam, my full brother,
He's been in videos.
yeah, you've seen him around camping videos and, well, in the video we dragged the trampoline out of the pasture.
He was on the
Yeah,
four-wheeler
so,
helping drag the trampoline out of the pasture.
And the half brother, he lives North Dakota last I knew, so I don't see him. It's been years since I've seen him, so, but yeah, a couple.
How many tattoos do you have, and what are they of? Justin, how many tattoos do you have?
None.
None.
I'm too big of a baby to get one, I guess.
And I have 3. One is for Audrey, one is for Easton, and one is for Huddy. And then I had planned to go get one for Wyatt, and then surprise,
Can't get a
I was
tattoo when you're
pregnant.
pregnant.
And then I'm still breastfeeding Fletcher, and so I think it would be okay, but I've always just not done that while I was breastfeeding, and so we're behind 2, but I have 3 right now. One is Audrey's name, it's on my foot. One is Easton's and a Bible verse, and it's on my leg. And then Hudson's and a Bible verse is on my shoulder.
She don't love me enough to get a tattoo.
I told you we could go get the rings,
You can't
and
take
then we could
those
just
off.
take these off, and we would have, you'd always have a ring on.
Yeah, but you can't
With
take
my
the
name.
tattoo off.
But you wouldn't do that.
Well, now if you got a tattoo, you can't.
What denomination are you?
What?
What denomination?
Oh, Baptist. We are Baptist. Our church is part of the Southern Baptist Association. So we are Southern Missionary Baptist, to be specific. But that doesn't matter.
No. And I asked Audrey how we were supposed to answer this one, and she never gave me a straight answer, did she?
She's 13. She don't give a straight answer to nothing anymore.
The question was, does Audrey like public school over homeschool? And honestly, I think she's enjoyed both. She enjoyed homeschooling, and sometimes she'll still say that she misses it. She misses being here with us. But she's also really enjoyed public school, and she's doing really well. I think her last report card, what was her lowest grade? Like a 98?
She got to get it
99.
better.
She's doing really well as far as her grades. She's made friends. She's part of SGA and math team, and just, been doing all the things and loving it too. Somebody asked if we have a video where we're canning cucumbers, and I know we did.
I don't remember the last time we canned cucumbers.
Pickled squash, and we did pickled eggs. My mom did some pickled cucumbers. Pickles is what people usually just call them. This past year, and gave us several jars, so we ate a bunch of cucumbers fresh and didn't really pickle
I
any.
don't think we even
But you
did
could
any
use the
last
same
year.
recipe for the pickled squash that we did, and I'll try to remember to link that down in the description box. And of course, stick around because it's about that time again.
It's about to go
About
down.
to go down.
Get the chickens out of it.
If we can keep the chickens out of it. They're like, oh, this looks good. Oh, this looks good.
Let's see. Some of these may be the same. Do you have a P.O. box, and how do you choose your sponsors?
So we do have a P.O. box, and it's usually linked, or it is always linked for the most part, down in the description box. It's usually towards the bottom, and there's the P.O. box is listed there. So if you want to find it, that's where it is. And how do I choose what sponsor? Somebody else had asked, meant to write this down. It was left on another video. Why do I do sponsorships? So as far as like, why do I do sponsorships? And I actually find it a little surprising, the amount of people that think you shouldn't as a YouTuber. Every other form of entertainment you watch, sporting events and cooking shows and movies, they all have sponsorships and show ads, show commercials. So why shouldn't we be able to do that as YouTubers? And honestly, okay, maybe it's not that many people that see it negatively, but it seems like those negative comments are always the ones that stick out and stick with you. But it's a form of income for our family. This takes a lot of time and effort, and I do it because I enjoy it. It's a creative outlet, and I have fun, and like I mentioned earlier, we get to go back and watch these memories and have these videos to look on. But it does take a lot of work, filming and editing and uploading and working on thumbnails and descriptions and answering emails and doing all these things. And sponsorships are a way to add extra income. And I don't feel like I overdo sponsorships. I upload 5 days a week, so that's what, 20 to 25 videos a month, and 3, maybe 4 of those will have sponsored content in them. And I don't feel like that's overdoing it, but it definitely helps our family out, and we appreciate when you watch that sponsored content. As far as what sponsorships and how I choose which ones I do, it's got to be something that'll benefit our family and something I think will be beneficial to y'all. And yeah, I say no a lot more than I say yes to sponsorships, and I'm glad that I'm able to do that. I can be a little bit picky about what I share, and I want it to be beneficial for us and beneficial for you.
How do you get that pine straw to break down? You don't.
No. Pine straw is, and y'all have seen me, I think this might have, I don't know, this question might have stemmed from when we were putting it in the chicken coop, or maybe I mentioned that you can put it in compost, and you can, and eventually it will break down, but it does take a lot longer. Chickens will help you out. What we usually do with pine straw is we put it in our chicken run, and the part, especially the part that can get rain, between the rain and the chickens' manure, and they will scratch it and they will keep it turned. You don't have to do any work to it. That's probably the quickest way to get it to break down. But as far as like putting it in our compost pile, I don't put pine straw in our compost pile just because it does take so long to break down. We usually use it in places where we want it to break down slower. It will eventually, but time.
That's the only way you can get it to do it. How old are you? That's the question. I didn't know.
No, I don't. How old am I?
Y'all,
I don't ever keep up with it really anymore. I have to figure out how old you are.
Well, I'm about to be. I'll be 37 in August, so I'm 36 right now. So I think you're 2 years behind me. So I think you're 34 right now.
Yeah, because once you turn, there's a couple months where you're 3 years older than me.
Yeah. So I'm 36. I'll be 37 in August. She's 34.
There you go.
Going on 35. 35. Giving you 5 more years than I said I would.
He said, I'm going to trade you in when he's 30. He was joking.
There's one here asking about Tiff's biological dad. You don't see much.
And he doesn't live, so y'all see my mom and stepdad a pretty good bit in videos. We live right next door to them. It's just a little, I mean, they're right here more often. I'm doing stuff with them. We saw a lot of canning with my mama. We have a garden that we share together, so you get to see them a pretty good bit. My dad's been in some videos.
Building the porch.
Yeah, building the porch, the back porch. He's been in videos when it was like the kids' birthdays,
Mm-hmm.
Holidays. I think there's one where we went to their house for Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Yeah.
So he's been in some, but he doesn't live as close. He lives close. He used to live in another state. He lived in Georgia, and we're in Alabama. He has moved here to Alabama, and so
It's about 35 minutes away.
Yeah,
So.
I think you just see them more because they're right here. They're next door.
Yeah.
But maybe I'll find a video that's got Dad in it, and I'll link it for you.
Audrey, do you like public school?
Yeah, was that she still didn't. She went.
That's a 13-year-old. That's a 13-year-old answer to everything. You like? Hey, do you like sunny weather and bright, cloudless days?
Yeah.
Do you like good homemade ice cream?
Yes, I
Dang teenagers.
Hey, go get the chickens out of the garden again, please.
Get out the garden, you stinking chickens.
Some of these questions we may have answered before in another video and the last Q&A, and so I'll find that. If I remember to link all this stuff, I'll try to find that one and link it for you too, so you can watch that Q&A.
Here's a pretty good one. What would each of you say has been the hardest thing about becoming parents? Do you have any advice for sharing scripture and biblical teachings with young children? Yeah, you got them trapped in your house, so just share it with them. I'm just kidding. I mean, that's basically. But that is it. You got to make it. You got to make it a time for it. You got to take them, let them be involved in Sunday schools, let them be involved in stuff, and then you just make them sit down and do it. What's the hardest thing about parenting?
Just being a parent. Being a parent is just hard in general,
Yeah.
and not hard in a bad way.
Audrey, your chicken's eating the garden.
You're not gonna have any snap peas. Ginger is in the beans.
Audrey can't walk because above the
Little chickens are under
Brahmas
her
won't
feet.
leave her alone.
She's got a chicken under each arm.
Chicken lady.
I think probably the hardest part is just wanting to make sure that you're doing it right. And constantly. And I think I saw another question. It was like, what is your advice to mom? It's like, give yourself a little grace. If you wonder if you're doing a good job, you probably are, because you care enough to wonder if you are.
I mean, parenting's, it is what it is. If you're going to do it right, it takes time, it takes effort.
You're going to have days where you're like, man, I didn't do it well today.
Choose to do it. I don't know that anything's just been hard. Like, oh, that was terrible.
Yeah, no.
But, having kids is you got to raise them. Otherwise, you got to teach them. Huh?
Was there more to that question?
So sharing scripture with them is you just do it. You do it and just make them understand that we're going to do this at this time, or we're going to have time set aside for it, and then just stick to it.
And they watch what you're doing too.
Sure.
Like they see me sit down with my Bible and my prayer journal. We do Bible as part of our homeschool day, and they know to expect that. They know we're going to church, we're going to Sunday school, and sometimes it's just having them there and having them present where they see it and they hear it.
What are you going to do with all those eggs? I don't have a clue.
I think I got that question on a couple different videos recently. Like, what are you going to do with all those eggs? Or you can't possibly have. Somebody said there's no way. I had said that we have, I can't even remember now, 40 something chickens right now. So I said, why do you have that many chickens? You can't possibly use that many eggs. There you go, because we want them. But not all of them. There's a few roosters. There's some that are not laying age yet.
Yeah.
Some of them are babies. And then I mentioned that we were going to have 25 more coming. Those are not for eggs. Those are for meat for the freezer. So not all of those are laying hens. I think there's like 15 right now, 14.
Yeah.
That actually lay.
No, there's probably 14. There's 12. I think there's like, well, you don't really count the Bantam because you don't do much with her eggs, but
it's just big.
There's about 12 in the one pen and then 3 others, so about 15.
Which
that
we
lay
do still
eating
get.
size eggs.
Some days it's like 7 eggs. Some days it's 12, to 15 eggs.
We had
and
enough
we don't.
eggs to do our sunrise service
Yes,
breakfast.
that's what I was going to
we
say.
Had 6 dozen.
shared.
We took 6 dozen eggs.
We
Didn't
had
have to
our
buy eggs
no.
for that.
We supplied all the eggs for our breakfast at church. My mom and stepdad, they're their chickens too. They get eggs from them. But I have thought about selling some eggs because we do have plenty. We have for us, we have for them, we give to other family and friends, and then we still have extra. My mom and stepdad are actually out here right now putting up another.
They're nosy. They'll come out there and see what you're doing. Yeah.
They're putting together another coop for the I am Samani chickens.
Those are
the
high
black
dollar
ones.
chickens.
The black chickens.
So, have you ever thought about doing cake decorating for people or events? It says you are fantastic at it. You're very talented.
Well, thank you. Woo! There comes the wind.
You've done a little bit of that before in the past.
I have. It's been a couple of years, but there was a time where I would do, 2-3 cakes a
There
weekend.
were cakes everywhere.
And that was, it was, I mean, it's not, it takes up a good bit of
She
time.
needs a cake shed.
It takes up time, it takes up space, it's messy, there's a lot of cleanup to it. I would wait until the kids went to bed to try to work on it.
And then you put on 47 pounds because there's always extra
There's
cake
always
pieces.
cake everywhere. There's always those pieces you trim off. But it's fun and I enjoy it. And again, as a creative person, it's another way to be creative. Completely self-taught. Thank you, YouTube. But I loved it. And so that is something I have done before. It just kind of got to a place where we were so busy that I kind of set that aside. Sometimes you have to do that. And now I mostly just do for our family, kids.
Started
YouTube
things. About the time you started. You didn't stop doing cakes. You do one every blue moon for a kid's birthday or something. But
kind of thought about, sharing a little bit more of that on YouTube, showing when we do that, make a cake every week and show how I make it.
One cake would be okay. Like one normal cake. I mean, it was like wedding cakes.
Yeah, I was doing wedding cakes, shower cakes, tiered birthday cakes. It was cakes, and more cakes.
Yeah, and then you eat them. Always pieces to eat. I know, but do you all have, here we go. Do we have problems with snakes trying to get your chickens or chicken eggs? If not, do you have any tips for keeping them away? We don't have many problems with the eggs, probably because we get them every day and pretty regular. I mean, and we're out and around the coops.
Multiple times a day.
Yeah, so, I mean, so the snakes probably don't want to be around that much, but I am not afraid of these big chickens and snakes. They will kill a snake. Some people may not know that. I mean, the baby chickens, we got probably, I don't know if you showed them Bean.
Yes, Bean. Y'all seen Bean?
Bean would get eat. I mean, just because she's so small, but like Friendly Henry and the roosters and even the big hens, they'll kill a snake. Snake ain't gonna come in and bother them. I mean, the snake can't eat them, so it ain't really gonna try to eat them. And
that would be more of a threat to the snake.
And
than the snake
especially if you've got broody hens and hens that are actually raising babies, they'll kill a hound out of a snake. So, but as far as the eggs, I think we get the eggs pretty regular, so there's not a real opportunity for snakes to come set up. And the way our coops are set up, one of them would almost be impossible for a snake to get in because it's made with a hardware cloth and the slots are too small. And then the big coop, there's so many big chickens in it, they would kill it before it ever got in the house.
We've seen snakes here, but we've never seen them.
I mean, when we first moved in, we saw some, but since we've put our pens back there, since we put our feed shed, since we're back there every day, we
just being there.
Started this garden here in the backyard to have little stuff, outside the big garden that's over yonder. Really, I haven't seen.
I haven't since we've been doing all of that.
That further towards the back of the trees, but since we've been present around there, they just really ain't. And we keep it mowed. It's a little growed up more right now than what I usually let it, but
That's mostly so the chickens can enjoy it for a little
Yeah,
while.
but we let it.
It's been so long since they've had that.
And they're not
grass.
gonna just hang out in the middle. And I really think it's just more being active back here. And the boys are here playing every day, and them snakes.
Somebody's outside a lot.
Yeah, them snakes just ain't gonna deal with it. And a chicken will kill them. I mean, I'm not worried at all about the big chickens. I mean, if you got chicks back here, they could be in a little bit of danger, but I'm not terribly worried about snakes bothering these big chickens, and we don't leave the eggs out there long enough to get eaten.
I saw Sweetie out there, and it reminded me, somebody asked if she was a turkin.
One turkin.
She is. She's a lone turkin that's left.
Lonely turkin.
If you've been around here for a while, last year turkins are what we raised as our meat birds, and she is the one that we decided to keep. Well, we actually kept two, Margaret and Sweetie, and then we had a rooster, Blue, but unfortunately we don't have the rooster or Margaret anymore, but we still have Sweetie.
Yeah. Good old Sweetie. She come flying in hot.
Will you get Elvis out of the beans? I'm gonna have to put something around that garden.
Who's got a worm? Oh,
they're chasing her. It's Reese. One of the little ones has a worm, and the other.
And they're off.
Look at her run. Thank you for sitting down and answering questions with me.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, and I know they do too. Now I guess we get to go work on the rest of that porch and some work in the garden.
Yeah, now we need to go.
We need to do a kids Q&A.
Now we gotta go work.
Last time you talked to them like about aliens or something. You ain't got nothing like that to share with them this time?
I ain't got nothing today.
They were like, oh, he needs to talk more about this stuff. We enjoy hearing about his thoughts on these things.
No, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful who you're sharing that with. You gotta do your best not to confuse people.
Yeah.
So you gotta be careful who you're talking to that stuff about. You gotta be really solid to start with on your beliefs and your relationship with Christ and what you find important and what you know is important, and then you could kind of dive off into other stuff, because if you dive off into other stuff first, you're gonna have a hard time turning back and getting to where you need to be. You know, that kind of stuff's fun to think about, but that's not our main mission.
No.
So yeah, I don't have any alien thoughts today. Audrey, do you have any alien thoughts? Little gray men from Mars.
Let's get Bean.
Oh, Bean.
Tell him hello, Bean. Look, she's getting her feathers.
Now that didn't get eaten by a snake. Hey, Bean. You're the wrong color. You're supposed to be red.
And I mean, like, she's tiny. I say she, we think it's a she. She's tiny. But you know, you could look at her like, that's just a chick. If you saw her in comparison to the others that are her age.
You'll get one of the yellow ones. She is a cross between an Old English Bantam and a barred, what is it called? Barred Bantam?
Yeah.
These black and white Hercules.
Hang on,
She was
hang on.
supposed to be red, is what we thought.
Creole
colored, but we'll see what she turns into. These are the same age. They're the same age.
They hatched together.
That's the same age chickens. So, ta-da! Bean's about the size of that head.
You were cute too, though.
Oh, they're all ugly.
They're in that
They
teenager
are ugly
stage.
duckling stage. Look at the feathers. They're got feathers and they got the
Fluff still.
fluff still. They got about another week or so, and then they'll have their full feathers, and they'll all be pretty cool looking. But they're little ugly ducklings right now. Ugly ducklings. Hi, Bang. Hey, Bang.
Oh. Alright, y'all. Jesus loves you. We love you too. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. We'll see you in the next one. We love you. We appreciate you. We'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.